I attended a large consolidated school, grades 1 through 12 in the same three-story building. There was a bi-weekly school newspaper, edited and almost exclusively written by juniors and seniors. Well, I had recently composed on notebook paper, the snow-white scrapbook having long since been filled, a rather melodramatic story featuring a reckless boy, a courageous dog, and a dangerous waterfall. So one day during recess, I trudged up to the third-floor newspaper office, slapped the story down on the surprised editor's desk, and said, "Print this." It appeared in the next issue, and I thought, that was easy. Maybe I could do this for a living. Flushed perhaps by having become a literary lion in the second grade, I proposed marriage. As evidence of my sincerity, I gave my intended a ring, a kitschy little costume trinket with a wobbly glass stone. The ring had cost me 25 cents, and lest anyone think me cheap, please consider that in 1939, a quarter could buy 2 hamburgers and a hot dog, with mustard, onions, and relish at Bynum's Cafe, not to mention 5 new sunsuits from Tommy Rotten. Was it Nancy Lentz to whom I proposed, or was it her cousin Tony? I can't remember which. They were both beauties, nor do I recall if she did more than giggle incomprehensibly at my matrimonial gesture. I do remember that it was Gwendolyn Berryman with whom that same year I played one-on-one post office. A letter was a kiss, a package an embrace, in the front seat of the Berryman sedan, parked in our driveway, while oblivious, our moms chatted away in the living room. What was the source, one might ask, of such overtly romantic impulses in a boy so young? We could do worse than lean on Bob Dylan, because the answer is indeed blowing in the wind. Blowing rock. Having spent significant and affecting years in each of them, I claim to have 5 hometowns, and never mind that not one of them would likely lay claim to me. Listed in reverse order, they are La Conner and Seattle in Washington State, Richmond and Warsaw in Virginia, and Blowing Rock, North Carolina, the town where I was born, the final resting place of my kin, and the site of all the events so far described in this account. It's a bit of an understatement to say that Blowing Rock is in the mountains. The highest incorporated town east of the Rockies, Blowing Rock is on the mountains, atop the mountains. From Blowing Rock, baby, it's all downhill. The town took its name from a geological formation, an actual rock, an immense cliff of metamorphic gneiss, a jutting promontory that protrudes like God's sore thumb out over the Johns River Gorge more than 3,000 feet below. It's possible to rather easily climb out onto the rock and marvel there at a panoramic view any postcard would die for, though the perch is not for the vertiginous. Okay, but why Blowing? The rocky walls of the gorge form a flume through which silent winds sweep with considerable force, although atop the rock itself it's usually calm. A visitor can toss a handkerchief, a paper cup, or any light object off of the cliff, watch it go spiraling hundreds of feet down into the purplish mist far below, until a mysterious current suddenly seizes it, lifts it up, and blows it back over the head of the tosser, who may then turn, retreat a few yards, and retrieve that which he or she has tossed, hopefully not his or her cookies. In winter at the rock, the snow falls upside down. It's unthinkable that a natural phenomenon of this order, as mystifying as it is spectacular, would not generate local myth. In recent years, the mythology surrounding the rock has taken on complex cinematic properties, as if rewritten by a Chamber of Commerce booster with a made-for-TV sensibility. But the simpler and somehow sweeter legend I heard as a child went like this. A Cherokee maiden has received word via the tom-tom telegraph that her lover and husband-to-be has been killed in battle. Inconsolable, the distraught girl goes to the rock and hurls herself, wailing, into the abyss. Before she hits bottom, however, sympathetic and all-knowing wind spirits catch her, bear her aloft, blow her back onto the rock, and into the arms of her